Hey guys, Michael here from michaelsherlock.com. In this video, I'm comparing Nokia's N97, their new flagship device, and Apple's iPhone 3GS. You may have seen my previous video on these two cell phones, the browser comparison, and this video is just going to go into more detail, not just in browser, like that last video, but several different topics to give you overall a comparison of the device. So they both have 3G Wi-Fi, in this case 32 gigabytes of storage, and a GPS. The price, the iPhone 3GS retails for $199 or $299 for the 16 or 32 gigabytes of storage models. The N97 retails for $700 without a contract, no subsidy. There's no subsidy available, it's not linked to one carrier, so any GSM carrier will work. The iPhone 3GS, if you want to go no contract, is $599 or $699 respectively. Now the major difference between these two devices, if we unlock them, we just use the slider on the side, and we go like that on the iPhone 3GS, is capacitive touchscreen versus resistive touchscreen. So that's just something to keep in mind. For the home screen, let's start off with how stuff is launched. So on the iPhone 3GS, we all know you have your dock here, different applications. You can go ahead and quickly launch stuff up like that. You can go through your home screens of all the different applications. You can go in, launch them. It's pretty simple. But just for the home screen on the N97, what they've implemented is something called widgets. So you can edit the content if you go to options, and you have these different widgets that you can implement. So for instance, this bottom widget, we don't have anything in there yet, so we can go to add content. And from there you can add download content, Amazon, Bloomberg, calendar, all this cool stuff. So let's say you wanted to add Bloomberg in. You just press it, and it would start loading up the content. Up here you have different ones, so you have AccuWeather, AP News, you have your apps, you can put contacts in. If you want to go to the main menu structure, you press this button down here, and you just scroll through. You have applications, settings, etc. So if you wanted to go to see all the apps, you go app, scroll through, those are your applications. So now multitasking. We'll start off with the iPhone again. It does not really have multitasking. So if we go to the browser, we can use the stuff in there. Let's say we're reading our feeds, we want to read our Mac Rumors feed. We can go ahead and do that. But if we wanted to, let's say, go to messaging, we'd have to close out, go to messaging. Let me just clear that. We'd go out, clear to, I'll show you that again. We'd be in the browser, we'd have to press the home screen, go to messaging, and we would just, close the application. What they do have is something called push notifications, which is similar to background, but it's not exactly the same thing. Basically, when an update comes, the server will push down a notification. The N97 does have background support. So let's say we're done messing with the home screen. Let's say we open up the browser. Now, what you can do is let's say you open up the browser, now you go open up your contacts. If you go to options, and you have this in all the apps basically, you have all the different open applications, so your background. So I have several apps open. Let's say I wanted to open up this Bloomberg Stocks app in the background. We can upgrade. And while that's doing that, we can go to show open apps. Let's say we wanted to go back to the web browser. And you could do these in the background, so, and this is just going to refresh. But for instance, let's say you had your music player, it would be really easy to run that stuff in the background. So background multitasking, which is a big thing. Now text input. I'm going to show you text input. First we'll start off with the N97. So we'll go to new message. Now how do you input text? You have your alphanumeric keyboard here, and you can change the keyboard, so if you wanted to go to handwriting as well, you could do that. Hi, whatever, and if you go back, that's how you delete. But it does have a full QWERTY keyboard, which is flush, which is kind of a downside. There's not really a lot of feedback when you're typing on it, but you can say hi, So there were some mistakes there, because the keyboard isn't the best. Also, for some reason, the spacebar is all the way over here instead of in the center, which is a little bit weird and just doesn't work as well as I would have liked. There's also no autocorrect, which is a big issue. So we'll open up messaging as well. So let's say we just wanted to start typing our message. We can say, "Hi, this is Michael," and there is autocorrect. What's also cool with OS 3.0, widescreen keyboard. And it'll auto-correct, which is really good. I really like auto-correct. I wish it was on both devices, because sometimes the keyboards aren't as great as I would have liked, and sometimes, just spelling mistakes, and it's nice to have it auto-correct. The next thing I want to show you is the App Store in each. Apple's App Store is jam-packed. I'm sure everybody knows it, how good it is. It basically defines the market in terms of the App Store. They just have so many apps. There's so many free ones as well. So if you wanted to go to top 25, and let's say you didn't really want to pay anything, easily you can sort by top free. You can show top 50 if you want to. And you can download that all on your device, install it, and you're good to go. The App Store is definitely the best on Apple's iPhone. Now, what Nokia has is the OV Store, which definitely isn't as good. It's still young, so we're going to see some improvements to it as well, but right now they don't have a lot of apps at all. And a lot of the stuff that fills the OV Store isn't actually applications. It's different little things that they just have in there. So if we go to apps, you can see they have some digital alarm, AP News, handwriting. You can go to the next page. It's just kind of slow, kind of bulky. Doesn't have everything I would want. Really, on the iPhone in the App Store, you have many different Twitter applications that you can download and use, and that are free, because I don't think paying for a Twitter application is the smart thing to do. In the OV Store, there are no free Twitter apps, and the ones that cost money are kind of expensive, I believe around $10, and they don't work as well as free apps on the iPhone, which is a disappointment. So the last thing I want to show you is the camera. The camera on the N97 is wonderful. We use the dedicated camera key there. And you really do have a lot of choices with what you're doing. So right now we are in video mode. So if you click this button, you have all your different options. So you can change the white balance, you can change color tone. So right on the device, if you wanted to have black and white, if you wanted to take black and white content, you can do that right on it, which is really cool. You can also turn this on right here, and as you can see, there's a dual LED flash. So the flash would go right on, and video would be illuminated professionally. Now you also can go to the secondary camera, which is right up here, and it can take video right from the front. We'll go back to the main camera. And then in picture mode, image mode as they say, you also have a lot of different functions. So if you go here, you have a lot more. You can go scene mode, you can do color tone again, but you can change the exposure, the ISO sensitivity, contrast, sharpness. You can do self-timer. If you want to do the rule of thirds, which is a big thing when you're taking pictures, you can turn the grid right on, hold down the button to auto focus, and take the picture with that huge flash. And then from here, you can delete the image or save it, whatever. Video recording is the same VGA, whatever. It works fine. You can record from both cameras, even though the front-facing camera is weak. Now on the iPhone 3GS, you have pretty much the same thing, except you have less different customizable features, but it autofocuses. You can press down to focus, autofocus, auto white balance, again touch to focus like I'm demonstrating right here. And that works. You can take a picture. Or if you wanted to take video, you can easily take video. Go to landscape mode to get better video. And you also have autofocus, auto white balance, and focus by touching, and you're good to go. It's really simple, really easy. So I'm Michael Sherlock from youtube.com/therevived1. Thanks for watching.